Good early afternoon, everybody. Well, I am going to give this to Steve, the fellow that sent me the Handycam, the Sony Handycam. I called him and told him I'm going to ship this to him. From what I found out about this from my viewers, this is not a driving GPS. This is the kind that if you go hiking in the woods, I guess, so you can find your way around. I don't know. But it's so complicated to use. It would take me a lifetime to figure it out, and I have no need for it. I don't do any hiking. If I do, I don't need a GPS in my area here. So, I'm going to mail this to him, and my problem was trying to find a box that this stuff would fit in. That little box down here is too small, mostly for this manual. I don't want to fold it up. So we got this box here, and this would be perfect to send it out in. And we're going to pack this up on camera here. And I'm going to give him these items. I'm going to give him this with the book. This is a FRS walkie-talkie. The batteries have been taken out, so the contacts are in good shape. I have several FRS walkie-talkies, so I don't need this one. These here, most of you know what these are. If you have an MP3 player or a portable CD player, and you don't have any way to play them in your car, you'd plug this into the headphone jack of your MP3 player or CD player, where your headphones would normally go. This is an FM transmitter. I think it has a couple of presets, and it transmits to an FM, a blank spot on the FM dial. So my wife and I each had one years ago and never used them. We took the batteries out a long time ago. So I'm going to send these to you, Steve, and hopefully you'll have a use for them, maybe. This is a voice recorder that I bought years ago, and it takes, I believe, 2 AAA batteries. So we never had batteries in it other than when I tried it out. I haven't used it in a long time. And finally, this Rolodex here, which takes, I think, 2 or 3 AAAs. There's no batteries in this either. And the buttons are too small for me to see without a magnifying glass. So I figure I'll just ship these to you. I'm sorry I don't have the book on this. I probably do, but I have no idea where it is. So I'm going to box all these goodies up for you, Steve. And I'm also going to mail you out the postage for what it cost, and then some, a little extra. Because, that costs you a few bucks to send that package out to me and that camcorder. And I appreciate it very, very much. Before I get started packing up, I went to my old bedroom back in the house yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I picked up the last of my cassette tapes that I had, and a lot of these is like the WWVA Jamboree. I have all this on MP3 now, and these were back in the days, in the early 70s, when I used to be able to bring a cassette recorder into the Capitol Music Hall in Wheeling, West Virginia, and record the Wheeling Jamboree, in addition to using 8mm movie film cameras, which at that time was a sound camera. And they didn't object to that, but now you couldn't do that. And a lot of these are like Shenandoah Valley and let's see, trying to say Mammoth Cave, Kentucky, when the tour guide would narrate everything, and I'd take 35mm slides, and I'd record the audio on my Sony TC55 portable cassette recorder. And then when I got home, I'd put a slideshow together. So that's what a lot of these are. Is 1975. That's slide narration. If you remember that great big blue thing with the vinyl that I gave to Dan, Cool Blue Lights, that had an amplifier, and the left channel had the narration from these cassettes playing, and on the right channel it had a 1,000 cycle tone. I made a tone generator, and it was rectified through a relay. This is all built into that unit, and it would advance the slide on the slide projector. It was my design, and it's relatively simple to do, but that's when I had good eyesight, and that was back in the very early 70s. So I have a lot of these tapes. A lot of these are wheeling tapes. Some of these are slide narration tapes. So I figured I'd take these home, and I don't know where I'm going to keep them. And also, my CB cards when I was in Citizens Band back in 1973 I was called the Old Crazy Man, the Hunchback of New London, and I was never much for sending QSL cards out, and I didn't have a very good station, CB, and I was on single sideband too at the time, because I couldn't put a large enough antenna up there. I had an antenna in the attic, a ground plane, but I have several hundred cassettes, QSL cards. Steve, I'll probably mail you one or two of these. Don't hand them out. I met a lot of good people in CB, but I met a lot of bungholes, always looking for fights. I was only in CB for about 2 years, from 73 to 75, maybe 76, and it got so bad that I just sold my stuff and got out of it. Before that, way back, I had a Gonset G11, single channel CB radio tube set, back in 1963. And for a short while, I was known as the man in the barrel. That was just a handle I had. And at that time, you needed licensing. And back in 1973, KFO 1720, you needed a license. But regardless of license or not, it was a bunch of idiots on CB. It was an idiot band. And of course, much later on, I got into 2-meter ham, but I'm not active in that. No code tech. All right, enough chitter chatter. I got to get this stuff out of here, so we get this box going and get this thing boxed up, because we get some clouds up here, and I think we're going to get some rain today. So I better get going. Okay, Steve. Sorry about the packing material, but I don't really have anything good to pack it. So I got the book down at the bottom, so please, when you cut the box, be careful. Don't open it on that side. Open it on this side here, and where the labels are going to be. So first of all, we put the GPS in here. It fits very nicely, and it's in a padded pouch. This came with it. It doesn't say Garmin. I called it German. That was my mistake, but Garmin. That's bad eyesight, you know. But anyways, so it's going to be down there like that, and then we're going to put this in here, and we're going to put the FRS down in here, and we're going to have to get some more. You know what? We got to change this. We got to change this. We got to put, I'm giving you some of my QSL cards. So I'm going to just put those down there. And I've given you a tour of Valley Forge, 1777 to 1778. And I was at Valley Forge in 1972. So this is one of the tapes I purchased. And here is a demonstration cassette. I used to check out my stereo system using pipe organ demonstration, because if you really want to check the bass out, there's nothing like a pipe organ to check it out. I used to have AR2AXs. I had an AR1W, which is a woofer. I got rid of all that stuff years ago, and when I cleaned out my shop the first time, I had the AR1W, which was the first acoustic suspension speaker designed and built by Acoustic Research, Cambridge, Massachusetts, and it was just a woofer. You had to have a separate mid-range and tweeter to go with it. Anyways, I'm giving you these two tapes. The other tapes I want to keep because those are ones I recorded. So I'm going to give you that. In fact, I can probably put that like that. Put the cassettes over here. And I'm going to have to go in the house and get some more bags. All right, we'll put the FRS walkie-talkie here, and we'll put these two here. And I got to go in and get some more material. I got to fill the rest of this up. This box is way too small. I would have had to fold the book. This fits perfectly. So as a result, I got to fill the rest of this up so I can get this in there. And I don't think I forgot anything. And I'm going to be mailing you the money. And I got some more bags here. So put that in like that. Put that over here. That over here. I should have saved the packing material that you sent the camcorder in, but the thing is, the recycle guy was coming that day, and I didn't need any more stuff in the shed, because I was figuring on sending this out next week for you, but I figured let's get this thing out to the man, you know? So I gotta put some more stuff in here. I don't know if I have any more items to go in here. It's not that heavy. Let me look and see if I can put something else in here, or if, at the very least, put some more packing in here. Alright, I'm going to give you this outdoor thermometer. It's got a sensor on the end. Micronta, which is a Radio Shack product. Inside and out, you got a switch on it. This did work. The button battery's probably dead, but it's not leaking. They're usually okay, so you don't worry too much about it. So you'll have to replace the battery in it. Sorry about the wires all tangled up here. I'll try to wind it up here a little bit. It's just in my drawer, and I haven't used it in many years. I'm always picking stuff up like this. I'm a gadget guy, if you don't know by now. So we put that in here, and I don't know if you got a Harbor Freight up around your area, but I got a lot of these meters. So they're good enough for checking voltage charging on the car and stuff, and line voltage. You know, they're not great meters, but they're okay. They do the job. And for a quick test, and you don't care if you really lose them or whatever, you know, you ain't lost anything. And they do come with the batteries and the leads. So I don't know if you have a Harbor Freight near you or not. If you do, you probably have a bunch of these already. But we're going to just pack the rest of put some more packing in here, and I think we're ready. It's getting dark, and it looks like it's going to rain any minute. So I don't have any more. I have to go in the house and get some more bags. But what I'm going to do here is, when you cut into this, to open this side, which is the one where the labels are going to be, you don't want to cut into the, you know, damage anything in the box here. So what they'll do, there. Alright, let's see if I can put some other stuff on there. Should be all set to go. I'm sorry I can't give you any Uncle Dorkle stamps. I can't get any. I get them from people that send stuff to me, but I can't buy them around here. I don't know why. Alright, I got some more packing on top, so if you cut through this, you still got the cardboard, so it's not going to hurt anything. And so I'm going to put some paper over the top of this after I put the first tape on here. This is probably the first time I ever made a video of boxing something up. Now normally I take Elmer's glue and I glue this down on the top. Then I put my labels over that. And no big deal, it's just I put this tape here, this clear tape, over the whole thing because that way it holds everything down perfectly. So we just Scotch tape it just a little bit to keep things in place here, and I'll put the labeling on top of this and seal it down with the sealing tape. Okay, Steve, it's all ready to go out. So I don't know if I can catch the post office today. If not, it'll have to be done tomorrow morning. Thank you for watching, folks. Have a good night.